This video is going to be me ranking the seasons of Dexter from my least favorite to my favorite. Let's get started. Number 8, Season 6. Season 6 of Dexter is definitely my least favorite season. It's mostly because there's not really a lot of stuff I could say I actually care about in this season. I mean, I don't really care too much about the Batista and LaGuardia stuff. I don't really care about Masuka and his interns. And the only things I really find interesting about this is the dynamic between Dexter and Brother Sam and the whole stuff with the new detective, Mike Anderson. Everything else is just meh. I think the whole Doomsday Killer thing is an interesting concept, but I don't know, it's just I didn't find any of the stuff with Travis Marshall really too interesting. I've watched through the series of quite a few times, and it's just every time I get to the season, I usually just skip it. Number 7, Season 8. Season 8 was definitely interesting in concept, but honestly, most of it didn't really hit too much for me. I thought the stuff with Deborah and Dexter was pretty cool, but for the most part, a lot of it was just uninteresting to me. The stuff with Evelyn wasn't really too great to me. The stuff with her son, I didn't really like too much. The only things I really could say I honestly thought were good about this series, or the season, I should say, was the stuff with Zach. I thought the stuff with Hannah was okay, and as I mentioned before, the stuff with Dexter and Deborah. The ending was could have been done a lot better, and honestly, one of these days I might do a video where I say how I would have ended the show. Number 6, Season 3. This might come as a shock to a lot of people because a lot of people agree that the first few seasons are the best seasons, and I kind of agree with that as well. But honestly, I don't know. I just could not love this season. Something about it is just, I don't know. I think the season is great. I think they have a lot of really good stories, and I think the plot with Miguel and Dexter is really, really great. And I love the ideas and concepts, and I like a lot about the season, but for some reason, it just doesn't click with me. I don't know. Even after watching it a few times, I just can't get into it. I really don't understand what it is. Number 5, Season 7. Now we're getting into the seasons that I really enjoy, and Season 7 is definitely one of my favorites, obviously, because it's this high or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it has a few shortcomings, like I didn't really care too much about the storyline with Greta trying to find Bay Harbor Butcher again. Those last 2 episodes I really didn't care too much for. But I really enjoyed the stuff with Deborah and Dexter, and I really enjoy Isaac Serco's character. Something he's definitely my favorite character in Dexter, other than like the main characters and stuff. He's my favorite villain, I guess you could say, because I don't know, something about him is just really interesting to me. Maybe it's because he reminds me of my father, like a very intelligent but very dangerous man. I don't know, something about the character I just find really interesting, and I honestly, like I said, I find this season very good, and honestly, I'm kind of disappointed I have to put it this low. Number 4, Season 5. Season 5 is a season I really enjoy. I feel like I enjoy this season a lot more than most people do, because I don't really hear too many people talk about this season. But I don't know, something about it I just find really, really great. Honestly, like if the other seasons weren't so strong, this season would have been a lot higher up on the list. I really enjoy the whole killers in love concept of this season, and honestly, I wish that they kept this going to the end of the series. I much rather Lumen over Hannah, in my opinion. And I don't know, a lot of it I just really enjoyed. I enjoyed the whole Eugene Greer stuff. I just enjoyed mostly everything about this season. And the teenage wasteland was honestly one of my favorite episodes of Dexter. I'm not too sure why, but I think the season was really great, and I think it could get a lot more praise than it does. Number 3, Season 4. Season 4 is one of my favorite seasons of any TV show. It's a really, really good season. I don't really have anything bad to say about this season. The only critique I could give it is I didn't think the Christine storyline was that great, but I definitely think it was really good, and I think I enjoy everything about the season. I enjoy the Trinity Killer. I enjoyed Dexter's interactions with him, and honestly, the ending of the season, it caught me in my feelings a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Number two, season one. The season that started it all. Honestly, it was a really hard decision to decide between this one and the number one slot, but I think this season is a really great season. One of the best starting seasons that I've ever seen. I enjoyed the storyline with the ice truck killer a lot, and I enjoyed that this show starts off pretty slow and methodical. It has a different feel than a lot of the seasons do, in my opinion. And I just think it was just overall a really great season. And the end of the episode with the hotel room full of blood gives me chills every time. And number one, season two. I know in the previous number I said that this was a toss up between season two and season one, but honestly, season two is definitely the best season of Dexter. There's no doubt in that. Everything about this season is great. I think the chase for the Bay Harbor Butcher is amazing, and I think all the interactions with Dexter and Dokes are just great. There's honestly nothing bad about this season. I enjoyed everything about it. It's all I could say is it's the best season of Dexter. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment of what your favorite season of Dexter is.